Welcome to Study Loop.
Welcome back to another cross-product problem where we're trying to find a vector perpendicular to the plane defined by these 3 points here. One of the ways we can do that is by finding two vectors in the plane and then taking their cross product, which necessarily produces a new vector perpendicular to the two that we used in the cross product. To do that, let's look at PQ, or Q minus P, -1 minus 2, -2 minus -3, and 2 minus 4. And then PR, that's R minus P. That gives us 3 minus 2, 1 minus -3, and -3 minus 4. We can take these two vectors and plug them into our matrix here. 1, 4, and -7, so that we can find the cross product PQ cross PR using the method from our textbook. Remember, to do this, we're going to ignore the first column of our matrix and look at 1 times -7 minus -2 times 4. All multiplied by I, minus, then we'll ignore the second column. We'll look at -3 times -7 minus -2 times 1, -3 times -7 minus -2 times 1. Let's keep track of all these minus signs. Plus, and then we'll ignore the third column. -3 times 4 minus 1 times 1. -3 times 4 minus 1 times 1. Okay. Writing this all as a single vector, that's going to give us -7 minus -8. That's just going to be 1. Minus it's positive 21 minus -2. So that'll be minus 23. And then -12 minus 1, that'll be minus 13. Equivalently, we could just use the negative of this, -1, 23, 13, or any other vector that's a scalar times either of these vectors will work. Now, if we want to find the area of the triangle PQR, we can just use the absolute value or the magnitude of the cross product that we just found, PQ cross PR. As written, this is going to give us the magnitude of the parallelogram defined by those two vectors. And so we divide it by 2. And so we're looking at the square root of each of the lengths of this vector squared. What was this vector again? 1 squared plus -23 squared plus -13 squared, all divided by 2. That's the same thing as 1 squared, just 1, plus 529 plus 169, all divided by 2, or equivalently, that's the square root of 699 divided by 2. Thanks for watching.